You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or the backlash of somebody's lack of love. Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do when they settle neath your skin. Keep it on the inside with no sunlight. Sometimes a shadow wins. But I wonder what would happen if you say what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. What you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. Just want to see you. Just wanna see you.
I wanna see you be brave.
Just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. Everybody's been there, everybody's been stared down by the enemy, fallen for the fear and done some disappearing. Bow down to the mighty. Don't run. Stop holding your tongue. Maybe there's a way out of the cage we live. Maybe one of these days you can let the light in. Show me how big your brave is. What you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave.
What you wanna say
and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave.
And your history of silence won't do you any good.
Did you think it would?
Let your words be anything but empty. Why don't you tell them the truth?
Then say what you want to say. Just let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave.
What you wanna say
and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave.
Just wanna see you.
I just want to see you. I want to see you be brave. Just want to see you. I want to see you be brave.
Good morning. Let's take a moment for prayer. Let's just breathe in a deep breath and breathe in that beautiful spirit, the spirit of the universal, God, Buddha, whatever we want to call it. It's all the same energy, the same oneness. And we are all part of that same. So we know this today as we come together that we are all one. We are all brothers and sisters under that same beautiful spirit, that same beautiful energy. So we know too that God or Spirit is there to help us in our everyday lives, to move us forward, and is there to give us what we need, even when we don't know what that is. So today we'll be talking about sacred audacity. And so that's just knowing that you're coming from a space of knowing that it is true and that God is blessing you with whatever that is. So just in that knowingness, we are grateful. We are also very grateful for everyone who is here today, for those who are watching us on YouTube and Facebook. We're also very grateful for our hospitality team, our AV, Brenna, our musicians today. We are so grateful they stepped in today. And for our practitioners, our ushers, and for each and every person who helps put this together every single Sunday. We are blessed and grateful for such a beautiful community. So in this knowing, we are grateful as our heart just overflows with gratitude and love as we say together, and so it is. All right, we have a few inspirational quotes for the day. And the first one is from Stephen Furtick. Audacity isn't the absence of uncertainty or ambiguity. Audacity is believing that God's promise is bigger than my perhaps. And from the same man, he had a couple good ones. Stephen Furtick. If we have the audacity to ask, God has the ability to perform. And from our founder, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Holmes. Every desire you have for betterment in life is some echo from deep within, which forever proclaims, behold, I make all things new.
We're here to talk today about holy boldness. That's our theme for the month of June. And holy boldness is really having that fundamental idea of what we're working with. You know, there's a power for good in the universe, and we can use that. So what is it? It's the thing itself. It's God. It's divine source. And we have a creative process, a creative medium, a divine law, and it's manifested itself in the form of our thoughts. Our thoughts, what we put into that law is what comes about. What this thing does is it turns thoughts into things. And we can use it by consciously choosing our thoughts and using affirmative prayer. God is all there is. We are one with God. And we can use our thoughts to co-create with God, to bring about the lives we want. We are creating whether we intend to or not, because when we're unconsciously putting negative thoughts out into the universe, we manifest results that are not optimal. And so holy boldness is acting with the knowledge that that power is here, that power is on our side. We have the ability to use that power. It is here for our own good. Sacred audacity, on the other hand, what does that mean? That's talking about being our authentic selves. It's the self that is under all of the doubts. It's the self that's behind all of the thoughts that are unclean, all of the thoughts of limitation. You know, sacred audacity is being authentic. It takes courage and vulnerability to be authentic, to be our true selves, to step into a calling when we don't necessarily know what our calling is. It's acting without worrying about what it is that other people think or what we think that other people should think about us. We don't get to control that. We get in our own way a lot of times by trying to control what other people think and control the conditions around us. But if we have that sacred audacity to be ourselves, acting with holy boldness, because the only permission that we need to step forward comes from spirit. That's the only permission we need. It comes from spirit. And so we move forward in that knowledge. When we know who we are, we can move from that deep place of inner knowing and understanding. And we get to determine what kind of experience we have. My experiences are equal to the size of my commitment to live purposefully What is that purpose? Well, it takes practice to get in there and find out what that purpose is. It's asking Spirit, what's mine to do? If we had been here last week, the discussion was on vision. And when we vision, we align ourselves with Spirit. And we view things from where Spirit would see us. Our first task is to figure out, what would Spirit have us do? What is Spirit's vision for? Is it my life? Is it something to do? Anything we want to get some clarity on. What is Spirit's highest best vision for me in this life, in this particular task? The second question is, what is it that I need to become or step into for Spirit to allow me to do this? The third question is, what do I have to release? How am I getting in my own way? What do I need to release to realize that vision? And then the fourth, what else do I need to know? But it is a spirit-centered vision that drives us, Before I can tell my life what I want from it, I must listen to my life telling me who I am. How do I discover who I am? This is in the practice. This is in contemplation, where we have a deep sense of what it is we're trying to accomplish. We have meditation available to us to become aware of our surroundings and what is taking place. We also have affirmative prayer, which moves our thoughts into actions. We put our feelings behind it. First of all, we center ourselves. We get centered in the idea that we are part of a power that makes things out of itself, that won't work against itself, that is all present, all powerful, and all knowing. We've got access to that power. And when we get in our own way, it's because we're trying to do that power's job. Now, we know the 5 W's and the H, how all of that works. Now, our part is what and why. What is it that I need to do? Why would Spirit have me do this? Now, God's job is when, where, who, and how. When I'm getting into those things, I'm playing God. I'm getting in the way and obstructing my own results. This requires a lot of trust, and the trust comes through the practice, the continuing practice of stepping into that, constantly asking myself, what's mine to do? And that answer may not come immediately, but we step into it, we keep doing that, and we trust this power to do what it wants nothing but our highest best good. We have to trust that. To learn how to think is to learn how to live. As I said, this law that we have access to takes the direct imprint of our thoughts, whatever those thoughts are. When I don't like my results, it's probably a sign that my thinking needs to change. My action needs to change. Do I always know what to do? No. But when I move forth with calm confidence, abiding faith, and a cheerful expectancy that this power is on my side and will work for my good, then I can step into that. I do that in the way that I am meant to do that. I can't do it in the way that Nancy would do it or the way that someone else would do it. I can't wait for somebody else's sign of approval. My approval is the good housekeeping seal that goes here. That comes from Spirit. Doesn't come from other people. And so that's where our permission lies. That's where it is. So when we can move ahead with full authenticity, then we have the power to manifest this. Keep it in mind. The only thing that can block us from that power is ourselves. There's nothing else that can keep me from my good with the exception of me. Or as I like to say to some of my friends, if it wasn't for me, I wouldn't have any problems. It's a simple truth that we got to get out of the way. Living in sacred audacity is finding that courage to be ourselves. That's not always easy, but we are here to support one another. That sacred audacity starts within, but we do that as a collective. We are a community. New Dawn Centers for Spiritual Living is part of a global entity, the Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide. New Dawn has its own footprint. We're not the same as the other communities that are out there. We have a sacred mission in the way that we express, because we are unique among each community, filled with unique light beings. And a lot of things have been coming together. We've seen over the last few months what we're made of. And we've got people here, we've got amazing people here with just the talent that we have here is phenomenal. We have new friends everywhere that are turning up because we're open for business. We're ready. We're ready to express as a community, bring a unique message in service to the Aurora community, in service to the state of Colorado in our own way, in service to the worldwide mission of Centers for Spiritual Living, is to create a world that works for everyone. That's a bold charge. And that mission belongs to CSL Global, but that mission belongs to New Dawn. It also belongs to that beautiful light being that stares at you when you're brushing your teeth in the morning. This is something that's bigger than us. And this is what this philosophy teaches us, that we can step into the things that are bigger than us, and that we've got an unlimited source of power at our back that is there at the ready, to the level that we are willing to allow it to work through us. And God can't do anything for us that cannot be done through us. So it's only in ourselves that we limit our own good. So again, we are dealing with the power of thought, the power of mind, and the more spiritual the thought, the higher the manifestation. The more our reliance upon what we call God, the greater the power. When we go into affirmative prayer, we don't have to produce any power to do anything. The how, the who, the where, and the when, it's none of my business. When I go in with that full intention and that energy, and I push that out there and ask for the greater good, I have to trust that Spirit will do what I'm asking it to do. And I think that Spirit has a number of answers for anything I request. One thing I make sure I put on the back as a kicker, this or something better. Because I don't always have the vision. Spirit has a clear vision. Spirit is all there is. And so that vision is definitely going to be bigger than me. Do I trust it? I'm limiting my power if I don't trust it. So I go in there with fullness. Now, as for this notion of a calling, and I think each and every one of us has a sacred mission that only we can do. There's no other person out of the other 8 billion on the planet that can do what you were sent here to do as a unique expression of the God. There's only one you. And so what is that mission? How do we know about it? Well, there's some people that think that, okay, that's just something that just kind of falls out of the sky and hits you in the head. It doesn't. We don't always know. This is why visioning is important, because we got to get a sense of that. There are things that move us inside, that shift us, that give us that strong feeling, but we have to be open to that. We have to open ourselves to it and allow that to come in. And sometimes we need help to figure out what that is. God works through each and every one of us. It expresses through each and every one of us. And when we need help, we go talk to other people. They can help us clear that up. Sometimes we may have to give them some guidance on what we're trying to do. And what we need to do and what we're supposed to do may not be clear to us or them. But, as our part is fulfilled by practicing to the best of our ability to discover and use our gifts, to seek help as needed, and provide guidance on what we're trying to do. So, in short, you don't just know what your calling is, you must listen for clues along the way. Do this with meditation and contemplation and affirmative prayer. Listen for those clues along the way to discover what your life can tell you. Awareness comes with practice. Yeah. We're not going to be struck as enlightened. Enlightenment is, there's a number of things you do to get enlightenment. Mainly two, you carry water and chop wood. And then after the lights come on, you carry water and chop wood. It's a pretty simple proposition. We continue to move and expand and unfold as that power would have us unfold. Practice is made up of spiritual mind treatment, meditation, contemplation, and centering. Starts with centering. Every day is a day to get centered. And you don't have to do it first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning is great. That's the best time to get centered. Before you start out into the world and venture out into the world, just know and feel that presence. There's an unlimited power that is here, that's on my side. I can use that power for my good and the good of other people. That power is here. I don't have to come up with the power. Mine is just to do what's in front of me, and getting centered helps me do that. Meditating, asking for what I need through affirmative prayer, asking for what I need by going out and asking for help if that's what I need to do. All the tools are available for me to get there. Now, maybe you've tried this, and I started trying to do these things, and I ran into some roadblocks. And the one thing that can really kind of crush our enthusiasm is just kind of, oh my God, well, this has happened to me. And we go back into all of the disasters of childhood and the disasters of yesterday. But we don't have to live there. Never limit your view of life by any past experience, is what our founder says. The past has nothing to do with what can happen in the future. It can explain how I got to where I'm at. And there are some things that might be tough to look at, or things that I need to move around. But I don't need to figure out how I got there. I don't need to spend a lot of time analyzing that. Once I understand where I'm at and get an idea of what I want to experience instead, we take it to prayer. That's what we do. That's our role, the role of practitioners here. We take it to prayer. We move out of that thing that we are in. What serves us more than anything is to focus our thoughts and our attention to what it is that we want to experience, and that good that Spirit is willing to give us. And it takes some stretching. It's just like stretching a muscle that's gotten tight. That belief that good things can happen to us, it may start with small things, and we pour gratitude into everything. There is nothing that is too small to be grateful for. Absolutely nothing. And gratitude is a spiritual muscle that stretches itself and begins to strengthen itself. And the more gratitude we can exercise, the more things that we have to be grateful for. So there's a power that operates on what we say, and it is done unto us, and we need have no fear about the results. There is the word. The word is what God puts out there. Our word becomes one with the word of God when we request things. With that, calm confidence, abiding faith, and cheerful expectancy. Now, do things mystically and magically appear after I've prayed once? Probably not. But we are moving in that direction. The energy of Spirit is moving toward that thing that is going to bring me the most good. And I continue to treat treat and move my feet, as our Claudine over here says. We treat and move our feet. We can move mountains with God. What I do is I grab my wheelbarrow and my shovel and I get to that hill and I start digging. God's going to come right along directly after. But my job is to get the wheelbarrow and the shovel out and start digging. We tap into that spiritual connection that makes sacred audacity available to us. With the holy boldness, we've got unlimited power. And with sacred audacity, we can learn to take that power and bring it into form. It moves in the direction and the calling of our calling and our dreams. And what are our dreams? Are our dreams something that are pie in the skies? Is something that other people think, oh, that's silly. Why the heck do you want to do that? We have to turn those voices off because they can steer us away from what it is that we're called to do. Everyone may not understand. Everyone may not be on board. I have enough between my ears that can try to thwart what it is I'm trying to accomplish. But it's in that inner knowing. It's that quiet time, that contemplation, that prayer, that meditation, that connection to spirit. When we cultivate that, it gets stronger. It will lead us in the right direction if we trust it. Other people can help us affirm that, but this is where the sacred audacity comes in. When we got a lot of people saying no. Thank God for people that ignored people that said no. Otherwise, we'd be in the dark. We wouldn't have these ball and chains that we call cell phones. We'd probably still be painting in caves. I can't imagine a Sunday service without any instruments or, nobody would see it here. So many people stepped up when they said things like, we can't fly. We had people say, well, your children can't go to school here because you don't look like us. And there are some folks that said, well, we're going to see about that. Sacred audacity is what really drives creativity and humanity, thrusts us forward, and we can have this sacred audacity. We can act with holy boldness. Here's another secret. We don't have to continually hold on to a thought of something we want in order to get it, but the thought that we may inwardly become the thing we want. When there are things that aren't showing up in my life, it's because I'm not inside. I'm not being the thing I want to have show up. How can I be what I want to have show up? This is the burning question. And the answer's in that connection to spirit. We can have it. We have to work at it. We have to do our part because God's not going to do anything for me that I've been given the talent, skills, and support to do myself. This is why we've got these unique gifts. They're not here to just kind of sit on the shelf. They're here so that we can use them for our own good and for the good of others around us. We're here in love and service to each other and to this world and to make this world a better place. And we can do it. And how much can we accomplish? Well, Matthew 8:13. It is done to us as we believe. It's done unto you as you believe. It's done unto us as we believe. How far can we go? The continued practice will stretch that faith, strengthen that faith, expand that faith. The manifestation of what's going on inside starts to show itself in the physical world. We can do this. Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And I'm probably going the wrong way with that. Wouldn't be the first time I was moving in the wrong direction, but that's okay. Sometimes we take a step forward, take a couple of steps back, and then take 3 steps forward. And that's this human experience that we're having experienced. One foot forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward. Or as Pema Chodron likes to say, the Buddhist monk, we don't solve anything. Things fall apart, they come back together. They fall apart again, and they come back together again. But we can act with holy boldness because we've got unlimited power at our disposal. This power is on our side, and our job is to practice that sacred audacity, is to be who we are, because, folks, everybody else is taken. And I don't think anybody would want to be me. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. And I'm going to work on that. So, this week, let's just take the opportunity to step and act with holy boldness in the knowledge that power for good is here, that we have full access to it. It is on our side. And we can use that. It takes the direct impress of our thoughts, and we can have what it is that we want. And know that as your unique self, you are a gift to the world, unlike any other. Also keep in mind that as a community, New Dawn Center has a footprint that is made up of a group of us collectively. And we will make this world a place that works for everyone through our collective action. Please join me in prayer. We recognize that there is one power, one source of love and light, source of law, that is at work for each and every one of us. This power makes us out of itself and cannot work against itself. This power is all-knowing, all-powerful, all-present. We know that we have access to this power and that each of us is an individualized expression of this divine power. And we can do all that we can to use this law. We can use this law for our own betterment and the betterment of others and making the world a better place. We know that as expressions of the unique divine life, that we have a charge and a sacred mission to use our talents and our gifts and our skills to make this world a better place for ourselves and for others. And we know that this is all good. We know that there's only one power. That power is God. And that power belongs to each and every one of us to fulfill our sacred mission and our call. I give thanks for everyone in the sound of my voice as unique expressions of the divine who are here to make a world that works for everyone. And I release these words into divine law with deep gratitude for the ability to be able to speak them, know them, own them, and live them. I release these words knowing that the power that we speak of knows how to mold, make, shape, and create a world of good for each and every person. And so it is.
Watch your shadow growing long and thin. Climb in the mountains backwards. Poets and profiteers find a small child on your path. You bury them for just a few short years. You pass ancient temples,
giant armies, and the castles we played in when we were only kids. Soaring eagles, fields of barley, this broken taxi
is still climbing. Climbing the mountain
backwards.
with the soles out of your shoes are what the hell is
Life good for if you can't learn to live with what you lose. You lose the temples, lose the armies, and the forests we played in when we were only kids. Soaring eagles, fields of barley, this broken taxi
is still climbing.
Captain, come in and give me fire on the way. 'Cause I'm fine, but not tonight. Tonight I'm burned up, but I'm climbing up the mountain, past ancient temples and the castles we played in when we were only kids. Soaring eagles, fields of barley,
This broken taxi is Thank you.